And there you have it. Now you know how to create a fundamental analysis scanner or financial ratio scanner. Finance family, it's your other brother Adam Gitbags, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build a financial ratio scanner or fundamental analysis scanner in Python using the Financial Modeling Prep API. This one's pretty cool, so let's check it out. First thing, we're going to want to pop over to our trusty Google. Go ahead, Google search Financial Modeling Prep API docs. So let's go here. Let's look at the documentation. So I'll probably put offer in the below, but look here. They've got plenty of interesting things to look at. Do your homework, check them out. Okay, and of course you're going to be getting your API key from there, so we're going to definitely need to get an API key. They have a free plan, and it's got some rate limits, so it's cool to check out, but maybe it's not industrial grade. You might need to get a plan. So here we are. We're going to import our modules, and then first thing we're going to create our params. So I imported the API key. This is just a dictionary here, and the value is my API key. So we're going to be passing that in our GET requests. And you can see here our first GET request we're going to make is to this stock list. Now this is going to give you a big old list of stock tickers. So if we come over here to stock list, you can see here is our endpoint. All right, that response is a 200. So if you look at response.json, now you can see it's a list of dictionaries, and then here are the dictionary that are in the list. So we can easily save this to a data frame, and we can see this is, about 80,000 tickers. So 84,000 and change tickers, so it's a pretty big list. All right, our next request here is going to be to financial statement symbols list. So this actually gives us the list of tickers that are available to have financial statements. As you can see, I probably passed it over, but we're passing our parameters in our GET request here so that the API knows that we have a key. So same thing here, we can take a look at our data frame. So it's not a data frame, it's just a list. Now, if you want to look at all tickers and you want to look at the different types of tickers that are available, they have stock, ETFs, trust. We're going to be looking at stocks, so we're going to need to know that. And then also, I wanted to take a look at exchanges. So you can see the names of all the exchanges. So if you take a look at all tickers.columns, you can see here are the different columns that are in that data frame. We looked at exchange and type. So now that we know the unique types of assets and the unique exchange types, we can do some sorting and filtering, right? Okay, so this block here, this all tickers sorted, is just a sorted version of the same data frame, all tickers, but I was doing some quality checks and I needed to figure out which exchanges I was missing. So I tried to get the US exchanges, and I might have missed some exchanges. So you need to do your homework, right? Check, see what stocks you're missing, go back into this data frame, figure out if you need to add exchanges here. But I just tried to get all the tickers, or I tried to get all the exchanges that were US, because we're going to filter our data frame by US exchanges, where possible. And then additionally, here's our asset types. It's just a list. It has stocks. So we're going to create another further filtered ticker data frame, right? So we're taking our all tickers data frame, and then we are finding exchanges that are in our exchange list, and then we're finding our types that are in our asset types list. So that's just going to be a more filtered version of the data frame there. So here, if we take a look at it, we can see that it's got about 11,000 rows now. So as you can see, the index values here, they're all kind of messed up. So all I'm going to do is reset the index, and then I'm going to create a list of symbols. So that's what our filtered tickers list is. It's just a list of these tickers here. Now, what I wanted to do also, we'll get to that in a second here, I'm quickly creating a common tickers list. So I want to find the common tickers between our financial statement tickers, so tickers that they have financial statement data for, and then also the filtered tickers list. So it's basically an inner join of these two lists. So that's going to happen, and then we're going to have the common list items from both lists. So this list comprehension here, all it's doing is just removing any of the list items that have dashes. Okay, and then for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to be making an even shorter list of 10 tickers that we're going to be requesting financial data from this endpoint here, key metrics. So if you have, a key that's paid, you can do more. And then I've also added a sleep function, which is going to be helpful because I'm just going to run these 10 straight up. So if you quickly go back to the docs, you can see here under financial statements, under statement analysis, we have key metrics. It's our first endpoint here. This is the endpoint we're going to be using. We want to dynamically add this ticker in, and then we're going to pass period as our parameters. So quarters are available for their paid plans, and then annual is available to the free tier. So we can start there. All right, sweet. So here is the URL, and then here is our API key, and then we have our period parameter here, which is annual. So we're going to go ahead and save these to our variables, and then we are creating a list here, all metrics. We're going to save all of our metric data in there, and then we're going to run this block here. All we're doing is we're going through each ticker in our list that you see here, and then we're going to go to this URL. We're using an F string, so we have our endpoint here, and then we're adding our ticker. So we're adding the ticker at the end of the endpoint, and then we're passing the parameters. And so we're going to make that GET request. Then whatever comes back is going to be actually a bunch of financial statements. So I think we could just send an example through just to get a quick look at how that works. So you can see that that was a success. If we look at it here, we can see that it's a list, and it's just a list of these dictionaries. Okay, great. So as you can see, the first item in this list here is just a bunch of the financial metrics from this specific financial statement 2024 fiscal year end. Okay, so if you want to target a specific dictionaries like this in the list that you see, and we're specifying a specific one, hey, I want 2023 fiscal year, and I want to append that whole dictionary to my all metrics list. So it goes through every ticker and grabs out the 2023 fiscal year, and then it appends it there. So that allows you to grab the financial ratios from a very specific report here. And then I'm doing a sleep because I don't have the plan right now. Great. So once we have all of our financial metrics there for every single stock in our list, we're going to save that to a data frame, and then we're just going to save that out to an Excel file. So let's go ahead and just run that all together and just see how that looks. So here's the code. Let's go ahead and run through it. All right, awesome. So once that's done, we can take a look at financial statement metrics, and you can see, hey, here's all of our symbols. And then here's all the 61 columns of metrics. Then this block here, it allows us to sort the values. So we're creating a new data frame here called sorted by ratio. And then we're going to just include the symbol and the debt to equity ratio. But you can include any columns that you see in the financial statements metrics data frame. So we're going to ascending as false, and then we're going to actually output that again to another Excel file. Okay, so then if we want to take a look at both of those Excel files, you can just open them up to look at them. So you can see on both, we have tickers from both. Now here is our metrics sheet. It actually has all of the metrics, you know, for whichever ones have them. You can see they fill zeros in here, so that's fine. But you can see in the columns here are all of your metrics there. And so you can sort by any one of these, and you can do it in Python, right? You don't have to do it here in Excel. And then here is our sorted ratio. So we just have the debt to equity ratio. So here, companies with higher debt to equity ratio, and then lower here towards the bottom. So this could be just like a beginning of a scanner that you want to build before you go and do further analysis. Bam, and there you have it. Now you know how to create a fundamental analysis scanner or financial ratio scanner in Python using the financial modeling prep API. It's pretty easy and it's very customizable. If you like the content, be sure to subscribe.